my darlings, I hope you're all doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the ever-growing epidemic within the tattoo industry, and that is people choosing to remove their tattoos for aesthetic reasons or other reasons, and how that may affect the tattoo industry moving forward. You may have seen recently that someone called Pete Davidson has removed all of his tattoos. I think all of them anyway, the majority of them for sure have been removed through laser. For those of you who don't know who Pete Davidson is, he is an American comedian, actor and writer. He began his career in early 2010s with minor guest roles on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Friends of the People, Guy Code, Wild and Out, and he's also been on shows like Saturday Night Live and what have you. He's also known for the people he's dated. He dated Ariana Grande for a little while. He also dated Kate Beckinsale for a little bit there. And he also dated Kim Kardashian. Now, Pete Davidson has said that he had over 200 tattoos.
Remember like how many you had at one point?
Probably like 200.
Yeah, 200 tattoos.
Yeah, I was a sad boy.
Which is a lot. That's more than me. That's more than me. I mean, I do have more like larger scale tattoos here and there. Pete Davidson's was basically an amalgamation of a bunch of tattoos. So here's like an older picture of Pete Davidson with the majority of his tattoos on show. As you can see, we've got like a realism unicorn going on there. We've got black work, some traditional line work, script. Like there's just an array of tattoos going on there. Like he was like, I don't care, I'll have every style dotted all over the place, and I'm kind of here for it. Like I think it's a vibe personally, but yeah, he did not stick to one style by any means. Here is a picture of what his back used to look like. Again, a complete variation of styles going on here. We have some script, we have some line work, we have some realism, so many different images as well. Like he did the absolute most with his tattoo choices. And then we have another picture here that kind of shows his leg tattoos. He didn't have as many on his legs. There was just a few there. It looks like he's got some kind of like chain situation going on there. And some portraits or what have you. I don't know what the portraits are of. But yeah, he didn't have as many on his legs as he did his upper body. So in 2020, Pete Davidson started his tattoo removal process. As we can see from this photo, some of his tattoos started to go through the laser process, but not all of them. Yeah, you can see on this arm here, there is a few tattoos being removed. They're like very, very patchy looking, very, very faded. And I'm not sure when this picture was taken that I've got here, but it's taken up from 2020 to now for the majority of his tattoos to be removed. So that's like an over 5-year journey, which is a very, very long time if you think about it. Like in comparison to how quick it takes to get a tattoo, you know, depending on the size of the tattoo and what have you, it takes like a day session or a few day sessions to get a bigger tattoo. But like to remove a tattoo is such a lengthy process. So there's now new photos of what Pete Davidson looks like, and as you can see, he just like there are still little remnants of his tattoos, but like at a quick glance you wouldn't notice. I wouldn't notice for sure. Like I wouldn't be like, oh wait, was that a tattoo once, Pete Davidson? Like it just like quick glance, he doesn't look like he ever had tattoos. Like the remnants just look like hair to me, you know, unless you look very, very closely, then you can kind of see what looks like what used to be script. So it's amazing what tattoo laser removal can do. Like it really can get rid of tattoos, but again, it's a very lengthy process. It's also a very, very expensive process. It's said by sources that this whole tattoo laser removal process that Pete Davidson went through cost him $200,000. $200,000 to remove all your tattoos. Like that's obviously going to be way more expensive than how much all of the tattoos cost, right? And like I just can't imagine spending $200,000 to remove all of my tattoos. I just can't imagine removing all of my tattoos altogether, especially as, you know, especially as tattooed as I am and as tattooed Pete Davidson was, because he was very, very tattooed. And like it's just honestly kind of shocking. So yeah, here is another photo of Pete Davidson, and again, like it just doesn't look like he ever had any tattoos ever. And I believe maybe there's a chance there has been some maybe photo touch up or maybe some makeup to kind of help the process, if that makes any sense. But maybe not. Like, this might just be how he looks. And then there is another photo of what his legs look like. And again, he didn't have that many tattoos on his legs. And there's still a little few bits of remnants here and there. But overall, quick glance, I wouldn't even imagine that this person had tattoos if I didn't know otherwise. So Pete Davidson said that he removed his tattoos because he got sober. There's a quote here that says, "I got sober and saw myself in the mirror." And I was like, nah, who that? I was like, I got to change it up a little bit. And he definitely changed it up a little bit by removing them all. You know, he was like, nah, I'm not gonna like add on to it or do a cover up or a blast over, kind of like Machine Gun Kelly did. Like, I think he recently, well, not recently, but recently-ish, did like a whole like black work blast over thing, or like what Kat Von D did as well. She blasted over a lot of her tattoos. So the reason as to why Pete Davidson removed his tattoos is basically because he sobered up and was just like, nah, this isn't for me anymore. Like, I don't want to look like this anymore. That being said, as a whole, we are for sure seeing a huge increase in people removing their tattoos. And to me personally, it feels like it's at an alarming rate. Many people are choosing to laser off their tattoos because it doesn't fit their aesthetic anymore, or they feel like they have outgrown their tattoos.
Come with me to laser my tattoos off. My mom was right. I was gonna regret them one day. The day has come.
So I've just made a very big decision to remove a lot of my tattoos. Honestly, I think anyone who knows me is going to be shocked by this decision. I just don't think this style resonates with me anymore, and it's really, really dark. It's the first thing you see when you look at me, and I hate that. I've been wearing mostly long sleeve shirts, and I kind of cover up everywhere I go just because I just feel like it's not me.
I'm getting a bunch of tattoos removed, okay? And I'm removing a bunch of them because now I know that every single thing, everything, every symbol, every word, everything, there is a frequency to everything. Why? Because everything is just energy. I got a lot of these tattoos on my body when I was very unconscious to tattoos and the frequency of what I'm putting on my body, what they mean, all of these things. I'm no expert in the world of symbology, okay? But from the very little education and what I'm learning right now is that there are things in my body that carry and emit a very, very low frequency that represent things that I don't want flowing through my energetic fields.
I decided I wanted to remove all of my tattoos. And the reason why I'm doing it is because they don't really describe my style anymore.
Many people also put this down to the clean girl aesthetic, which is a trend that formed on social media. For those of you that don't know, I found a definition of it. The term clean girl aesthetic refers to a beauty, fashion, and lifestyle trend based around a look that's intended to appear elegantly casual, but also minimalist and effortless. The term was popularized on and is particularly associated with TikTok. A girl or woman who adheres to or is thought to embody the clean girl aesthetic may be referred to or refer to herself as a clean girl. The hashtag clean girl is often used. Elements typically considered part of the aesthetic include using makeup products that give the appearance of using little or no makeup at all, styling hair in a bun, updo or braided ponytail, and wearing casual clothes in muted color palettes. Lifestyle components stereotypically associated with the aesthetic include those that give the impression of stress-free, clean living, such as morning workout routines, matcha and healthy smoothies, and minimalist decor. I could never. I think the only thing there that I don't mind is the odd smoothie. I don't mind the odd smoothie every now and then. Other than that, you know, like the whole clean living, the morning workout routine. I mean, you're lucky if I get up before 11 a.m. You know? And matcha, I don't like matcha. Like, it's just not for me personally. I mean, I'm sure you can tell. I'm not about minimalism from my background and the way I dress and style and whatever. Like, I like things, not even in moderation. I'm much more of a maximalist, you know? I think maybe, I don't know. So yeah, a lot of people feel that tattoos do not fit into this clean girl aesthetic, which I disagree with personally. Like, hello. these people looks so stylish and put together, even with the tattoos. But there's TikToks like this. Someone put onto their TikTok, my biggest flex is that I didn't get many tattoos or big ones at all, so I maintain the clean girl aesthetic. Like, there is now people bragging about the fact that they are not heavily tattooed or they never got heavily tattooed. Like, the way the world has flipped reversed, because I remember growing up when I was like 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm talking like MySpace peak era, 2007, 2008, 2009. People were constantly bragging about how many tattoos they got, what their next tattoos were gonna be. And I feel like we're just like flip reversing. And now we're seeing people being like, well, I never got tattooed and now I fit the clean girl aesthetic. Joke's on you, on everyone that followed the tattoo trend. And I'm just like, oh my god, what is happening? Like, have I skipped dimensions? But this truly does make me think, are we about to see a massive shift within the tattoo world? I made a video a little while ago about the fact that there is, at the moment, a tattoo recession, or what tattoo artists are calling the tattoo recession. And quite a few tattoo artists have been complaining that work has been really, really slow as of late. And I kind of boiled it down to the fact that, everything is getting incredibly expensive. Not everybody has fun money for stuff like tattoos. Like, people have to prioritize bills, rent, food, car payments, and all of that. And then you're kind of left with like, I don't know, $10 to $20. And then you just buy yourself something shiny and fun, right? You just don't have tattoo money, or it's going to take you a while to save up. And another reason as to why I think there is, this tattoo recession, and why some tattoo artists think there is a tattoo recession, is the fact that the tattoo industry is becoming more and more and more and more saturated. There are tattoo artists everywhere. We are spoiled for choice for the most part, depending on where you live, obviously. But the town I live in, I think there's like 6 or 7, 8 tattoo studios, and the town is tiny. Well, not tiny, but it's pretty small. And it's just like, there's not enough clients to go around, And then like you go to somewhere that's like a major city, and there's just tattoo artists everywhere. Like, every street, it seems like, has a tattoo studio nowadays. But I'm now also thinking that people just don't want to be tattooed anymore because of social media trends like the clean girl aesthetic. Now, I fully believe that tattoos won't ever fully disappear, especially as there is culture tattoos. There are many, tribes, indigenous type of tattoos. Like, tattoos are never going to fully disappear. But with us regular folk who get tattoos for self-expression, could we see a big decrease? We've seen tattoos become a lot more popular over the past, 10 years? And now, is it going to go in the opposite direction? Like, we've had that increase. Sometimes when you go up, you have to come down. I personally think that this may only affect those that follow trends. I don't think we'll see a big decrease in tattooing within the alt world. Alternative people have always been getting tattooed for many, many years anyway. Or maybe we're about to see an epidemic of clean girl aesthetic goths. Could you imagine? I'd actually love to see that. Could you imagine, all the goths and the alternative people that wear a lot of like really cool funky fashion and a lot of creative makeup and hairstyles and what have you? Could you imagine if they all kind of like toned that back a bit and just wear all black, but not like, the big chunky boots? They kind of change the big chunky boots for, black trainers. And they take off the big wing eyeliner for tiny little wing eyeliner. And instead of having, gothic hairstyles, they kind of all just start slicking it back into a hair bun. That would be scandalous. Could you imagine, though, waking up one day and that's all you see? Like, say you go to Camden in London, which is a big alternative, like, hangout spot. Could you imagine just seeing a bunch of clean girl aesthetic goths there? Like, when you freak out, I would freak out. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Where are all my goths at? But I for sure do think social media trends do play a big part in how popular tattoos are. And right now, a lot of people are saying that they are not popular.
I've been saying for a while that I think tattoos are gonna go out of style. Like, they're not gonna be as popular as they were over the last 10 years. Like, everyone just getting fun little random tattoos and just, love them. They're super cute. And I just saw Pete Davidson on the Jimmy Fallon show, and he got all of his tattoos, I think except for like 2 or 3, lasered off, and he's like, I want like a clean slate. And I think that that's going to be the new trend coming up. Like, I'm personally so attracted to people who have tattoos, but at the same time, like, there's something super unique now about people having nothing on their skin.
And circling back around to the whole laser thing, there isn't a day that goes by where I'm scrolling on social media that I don't see at least 10 laser tattoo removal videos. And like, yeah, okay, that's probably the way my algorithm has been set up because I keep like watching them. But like, I still feel like there is just such a big increase in laser tattoo removal right now. And I'm just like, oh, like I feel like it just wasn't like this 5 years ago. That's all I'm saying. Because I've been making tattoo related content for many, many years. And I for sure have noticed an increase. And yes, that could be down to the fact that my social media algorithms are just getting smarter and I'm just seeing it more. But I also just feel like it's not just that, you know? So I found this article from 2021, so it's kind of old, but the figures for 2021 are alarming. I can just imagine it's bigger now. So this is from the Harley Street Journal. It says UK seeing a rise in laser tattoo removal treatments. A recent report noted 89% of the beauty and aesthetics industry have experienced more demand for treatments, with tattoo removal being high on the list, particularly for millennials. I'm a millennial. It's now thought 1 in 9 people here in the UK have chosen to remove an unwanted tattoo, and the motivations for patients seeking out laser tattoo removal treatments vary. So I think the figure is, at the moment, 1 in 3 to 1 in 4 people have a tattoo, depending on where you live. If you live in a city, it's probably going to be 1 in 3, but if you live, you know, in a small village or whatever, it may be a bit, you know, higher than that, maybe 1 in 6 or what have you. But I think the average is 1 in 3 to 1 in 4. But like, that then means with this, you know, 1 in 9 people want to remove their tattoos. That means like a third or like a half of people want to remove their tattoos now. Like, that to me feels like it's way more than it's ever been. And this is in 2021, before the clean girl aesthetic. It might be more now. And obviously not all people that are lasering off their tattoos are doing it because they want to follow social media trends. Some do it because they just regret their tattoos as a whole, or they don't want to have tattoos in visible placements anymore, or they just want to laser off their tattoos and then start again, you know, get something over the top of the majority of what has been lasered off. But most people do just laser off their tattoos to get clean skin again. Now, with all of these people removing their tattoos for aesthetic reasons, the alt community on TikTok are definitely having a field day with this.
Whoever said tattoos are going out of style clearly did not get tattoos to have it become a lifestyle, because I firmly believe that getting tattoos is a lifestyle. If you're afraid of what your tattoos are going to look like in your wedding dress, or you're afraid that they're no longer trendy, then you are not meant to get tattoos. I'm sorry, because I plan on getting tattoos until I die. It's a lifestyle, something that I will do for the rest of my life, and I don't care if it's trendy, and I don't care if other people aren't doing it, because that's the lifestyle that I'm gonna live. Maybe some of you guys should have thought about that before starting to get tattoos.
I have to like cower and be like, I kind of agree with this. Like, I truly do. Because I feel like when you commit to getting a tattoo or looking tattooed, like, you have to commit to it. Like, why are we retracting this? Why are we taking it back? Like, tattoos are meant to be permanent. And obviously, sometimes people do make mistakes. I definitely would never say never to laser, but I also would never ever remove all of my tattoos. Like, the majority of them are here to stay. There's only a couple on my stomach that I wouldn't mind lasering off at some point, but that's something I've been meaning to do for like 15 years at this point, and I've just never got around to it because I really just don't care that much. Yeah, I feel like laser is okay in some instances, but to like wipe them all off, essentially, like loose term there, wipe them all off, obviously it's laser, it's crazy. And I would love to know how you feel about this. Like, how do you feel about all of these people kind of infiltrating the tattoo industry and getting tattoos because it was like once upon a time cool, like all of the Pinterest tattoos, and now they're all like, oh, something new's popped up and we have to get rid of these tattoos. Like, how do you feel about that? There's also this very interesting post that I saw on Threads the other day that says, falling for the clean girl aesthetic and wanting to remove your tattoos, deeming tattoos as dirty is a conservative ideal, by the way, which I kind of agree with too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, being clean and pure is very much a conservative ideal. That's for sure. There is no escaping that. And that's not to say everyone without tattoos are trying to fit into conservative norms, because there are plenty of, you know, left-leaning people that don't have tattoos without a doubt, and they're obviously not trying to abide by conservative ideals or anything like that. Also, with that, have you noticed that the majority of people lasering off their tattoos, apart from Pete, of course, and a few men here and there, but yeah, apart from them, the majority of people lasering off their tattoos are women and femme-presenting people? It makes you think, doesn't it? Like, what's happening here? I, again, found a very interesting thread that says, there's always a chance that someone is going to regret a tattoo, but the surge of tattoo regret discourse seems to me to be less about actual regret and more about reinforcing a normative presentation of femininity as part of a broader reactionary push. The fact that it's overwhelmingly young white women saying things like, I didn't think about how my tattoo would look in a wedding dress, speaks volumes. The same goes for clean girl makeup and quiet luxury, to be honest. And yeah, it truly does feel like we are heading backwards. For hundreds of years, women have been encouraged to be seen as ladylike and dress feminine, and tattoos, whether we like it or not, I do not. Tattoos have always been seen as masculine to a big portion of people. To me personally, I don't think so. Like, many years ago, I understand as to why they were seen as masculine, but now that women have been getting tattoos for many years, not so much. But there are so many people that feel tattoos are masculine, and now that some women and femme presenting people are falling into this whole like clean girl aesthetic, it just feels like we're rolling backwards. You know, women are choosing to be more conservative and fit into like feminine stereotypes. And especially with what's going on in the political world right now, I don't want to make this video too political by any means, but everything just feeling a little bit more conservative as of lately, I feel like, you know, if this kind of keeps up, we will for sure see a decrease of women and femme presenting people getting tattoos. Like, I feel like the stats are gonna start unevening, because I'm actually pretty sure more women get tattooed than men. I could be wrong on that fact, but I'm pretty sure more women get tattooed than men, and that might actually factor in semi-permanent makeup as well. So that's maybe why. But you know, like eyebrows, freckles, or what have you, lip blush, and all of that. I think it's still the case even with artistic tattoos. You know, your standard tattoos, more women get them than men. But I feel like that may end up being like more men get tattooed than women. I think we're going to start seeing this again, which is like how it used to be many years ago. More men got tattooed than women, and now it's, you know, more women. Overall though, I think we are about to see people getting tattooed less and less and less. But that's probably the people that are also trend hoppers. Again, I don't think this is gonna hurt the alternative world too much. I think alternative people are always gonna be getting tattooed, probably, maybe. And I think it's us alternative people that will keep the tattoo industry alive. So support your local tattoo artists. Say no to social media trends. But yeah, I truly won't be shocked if we start to see tattoo artists increase their complaining about, you know, not having any work or what have you, because the demand for tattoos may start slowing down even more. And then maybe, hopefully, tattoos will be seen as cool again. In my opinion, they've always been cool. So, I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely, in my opinion, all down to the trend hoppers, like this whole thing. But for me, I will always love tattoos. There will be absolutely nothing that can change my mind. There is not one social media trend out there that will ever make me change my mind. My tattoos are here to stay. I am not lasering them off, apart from maybe the one or two on my stomach that I don't want anymore. But other than that, like, the rest are very much here to stay. I get tattoos for me and for me only. If they were for other people, then heck, I would be sitting here naked 24/7. So you could all have a look at them. I've never got them for other people. I get them because I love the art behind them and just the whole tattoo industry. I'm sure you can tell. But yeah, I'd love to know like why you get tattooed and how you feel about this whole trend hopping thing and the clean girl aesthetic. Is there anything you've ever been tempted to join or try yourself? I have been tempted to try the clean girl aesthetic for like one day just to see what I would look like. But I think it would not suit me by any means. Could you imagine if I was to just sit in a white room with like minimal makeup, a clean girl aesthetic outfit, my hair like pulled back into a bun? Like, would you all get freaked out? I would get freaked out at myself. It would be quite a frightening experience, I think, for all of us involved, because I know a lot of you do like my background, because it's like something you can like look at while I'm just talking my nonsense, you know, like it's a good distraction and you can just look at things going on. Like, imagine if I made a video and like all of my axolotls weren't here so I can fit into some clean girl aesthetic trend. Could you imagine? I would never do that to you. Oh my goodness, that would be awful. There's an axolotl on the pink stairs. But yeah, I feel like this whole topic is incredibly interesting, and I would love to know your thoughts and opinions about this whole thing. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I just want to say thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little while. I appreciate you all so much, and until my next one, bye.